The purpose of my speech is to inform my audience about the Australian Shepherd, the history of the breed, their characteristics, their coat, their grooming needs, and their vital stats. Though the Australian Shepherd's nickname is the Aussie, it's actually an American-born breed. They were bred by Western farmers early on for herding. There are many theories about how they got their name. One is that their ancestors, which was a collie and a dog that was shepherd-like, were imported along with sheep from Australia around 1840. We can conclude from this information that the Western farmers likely coveted the qualities in those breeds and were inspired to combine them to create a distinctive herding breed. I want to provide you information about the Australian Shepherd. We can probe into the history of the Australian Shepherd and define the breed's distinct qualities and their nature. I have two Australian Shepherds, one of which I have had for 5 years and one is a 9-week-old pup. I want to share interesting information about this remarkable breed. We understand that the Aussie originated in the western United States around 1840. However, it did not receive recognition as its own breed until much, much later. To better understand the Australian Shepherd, we must look back through its history. After World War II, the Australian Shepherd experienced a comeback in popularity due to the interest in the western areas and the horseback riding. The Aussie became a hit at rodeos and horse shows as it rode along beside its cowboy. It was 1957 when the Australian Shepherd gained recognition through the Australian Shepherd's Club, but it wasn't until 1993 that it was recognized by the American Kennel Club. Although the Australian Shepherd's recognition was prolonged, let's look at how its characteristics further define this breed. Let's look at the characteristics of the Australian Shepherd. The Aussie is very intelligent and making them easy to train. They have fascinating agility and they love to exercise and are very good with children. They have so much energy, but they are very bossy too, so they will try to herd children along with livestock. The Australian Shepherd needs a job, so it is important that the owner establishes one early on. Personally, I have found with the Aussie, construction avoids destruction. According to dogtime.com, the Aussie is loyal to its family but can be very standoffish when it comes to strangers. And this is true. Therefore, it is very important to expose them to many different people so that they can develop well socially. In addition to the Australian Shepherd's temperament, it's hard to not notice the beauty of their distinct multicolored coat. Let's look at the Australian Shepherd's coat and grooming needs. What is meant by a merle coat? According to Coat Color and Grooming posted on dogtime.com, a merle coat has a patchwork of dark blotches against a lighter background. So a blue merle dog has black patches on gray and a red merle dog has red patches on beige. Dogtime.com explains that the merle coat gets darker with age. Here are a list of the categories of colors that are commonly found with the Australian Shepherd. There is the red merle, the red, tricolor, which is white, black, and tan, black, and the blue merle. What are some recommendations for grooming the Australian Shepherd? According to grooming tips found on dogworld.com, the Aussie does require brushing, and this is true due to the shedding. However, they shed less than some short-haired breeds, so their main shedding occurs around the spring and fall. The Australian Shepherd needs occasional trimming in order to maintain a neat appearance. Bathing for an Australian Shepherd, like all breeds, is very important in maintaining good health. However, bathing time is judgmental. Keep in mind that these are working dogs and they can get into some very dirty situations. To further appreciate the Australian Shepherd, we need to look at their current vital statistics. The Aussie is considered a medium-sized dog and their vital signs are listed on dogtime.com as follows. Their height ranges from 1 foot 6 inches to 1 foot 11 inches in tall. That's how they are at their shoulders. Their weight generally is 40 to 65 pounds, and the female starts around 47 pounds, and their lifespan is 12 to 15 years. I would advise thorough researching prior to owning any breed dog, and I would recommend the Australian Shepherd provided it meets the criteria of your lifestyle. We have learned about the Australian Shepherd. We have explored the breed's history, distinct appearance, and unique qualities. According to Meet the Breed, the Australian Shepherd is not only a great herding dog and companion, or they are also a good guard dog, but most of all, they make good service dogs for people with disabilities.